Good morning, everyone. For those who are joining us for the first time, I wanted to welcome you all to the INCIRCULAR emulation session, A Circular Future with Plastics, fostering EU Project Synergies. As we all probably know, the challenge of sustainability requires not only technological progress and innovation, but also collaboration. And this is something that we believe that we can achieve only together. That is the reason why we today invited European funded projects that I would like to refer to as sister projects, because I think it really reflects our close connection and our shared vision. Today, we are joined by 5 European funded projects by DeremCo project, Polytronics, PLASTICE, CIRVET and INCIRCULAR projects. Each of these projects is operating in its own domain, whether it's technological, digital, or social and educational domain. However, they all have something in common. They all are working towards a future where the plastic sector, the European plastic sector, is fully integrated into a circular economy. Our objective for the next couple of hours would be to explore our common challenges, exchange our insights, deepen our understanding of each other's work, appreciate each other's efforts, and most importantly, and that's again why we are all here, is to build stronger synergies between our projects. I would like to introduce our panelists for the emulation session. We have 9 panelists joining us today. Today we have a very special guest from the European Innovation Council and SMEs Executive Agency, Valentina Pina. We have Marco Diani joining us on the behalf of the DeremCo projects, Vesna Zepic-Bogataj representing INCIRCULAR projects, Carlos Agusti and Guillermo Abad Valero are here to talk about their CIRVET projects. Emiliano Mesa Arenas and Monique Bernardes Figueiredo are here to present PLASTICE projects. Manuel Valverde Ibanez is joining us here in person, and he is one of our partners from the INCIRCULAR project. And today we have also Juliette Japetre from Polytronics projects. Thank you so much, everyone, for making it to come here, for your time and your availability to be here with us today. And before we start, I will just quickly go over how this session will flow. We will begin the session with a special word, 40 words from our project officer, Valentina Pina. Then there will be 5 presentations representing each of the invited projects. We will start with the DeremCo projects, then we'll have INCIRCULAR, CIRVET, PLASTICE, and Polytronics project presentations. After the presentations are over, we will move to the panel discussion. So here we go, and I would like to give a first word to Valentina Pina. Valentina, Thank you so much for being here with us, for your time, and we would like actually to ask you maybe to provide some of your reflections or comments on the first session that we had earlier today on the Info Day for the SMEs. If you have any comments.
Yeah. Thank you and good morning, everybody. I'm Valentina Pinna, Project Advisor at EISMEA, the European Innovation Council Executive Agency of the European Commission. I am responsible to monitor the implementation of INCIRCULAR project, which was founded under the I3 instrument, which is an instrument developed under European Regional Development Fund. This new instrument is supposed to support ecosystem facilitated projects driven by industry for the uptake of innovation. This is the main focus of our program. The purpose is promote the adoption and the commercialization of innovative solutions, but also to promote the regional development of the regions involved in the project along smart specialization priorities. So the priorities that have been selected by the regions are priorities for where they are stronger for further development. The purpose is also to de-risk industry investments. Industry investments that are relevant in a specific value chain. The final goal is to develop new value chains in less developed regions, but also to make European value chains more competitive and resilient facing global competition. In this context, interregional cooperation is key to help companies to find complementary expertise, to innovate faster, but also to accelerate the market uptake and the exploitation of their solution. Today, we are here to launch the open call. This was launched this morning, thank you to Polymeris for the excellent presentation, the very clear video. So I'm really impressed by the work you have done to prepare this open call. And I think for the beneficiaries that are participating today is very clear the opportunity, are very clear the challenges and the way how to apply for this opportunity. The purpose of this open call is to solve challenges, of course, challenges that have been identified by consortium partners, but also the open call is an opportunity to build interregional value chains, to reinforce also the portfolio of investments supported by the projects, because there is a consortium of main partners that have, of course, investment ideas, but the project want also to support a portfolio of investment composed by other companies that may have complementary expertise and can enrich the project. So the purpose of this open call is also to select those companies that can complete this portfolio and that can further expand the value chain. Another important thing that I would like to underline is the added value for participating companies. Financial support to third parties. This open call provides small sub-grants that allow companies that maybe do not have enough internal resources to build a broader European project, but that can be involved and that can have the opportunity to propose innovative approaches, innovative solutions to enrich the outcome of the project. So you have an important role, an important possibility also to bring your knowledge and to feed the project. the SMEs can play also, the cascading SMEs can also play an important role as potential user of innovative solution, and also to explore the potential of those solutions and validating and testing those solutions in view of further exploitation. Important to underline is also that this support is state aid free, so basically does not count as a state aid support, and the de minimis regulation does not apply to this support. And it's also an opportunity for internationalization, because participating in this open call can help you to get in touch with companies in other countries, open new markets, and building further possibility of cooperation and networking for future collaboration. So I really encourage the companies that are participating today to take into consideration the possibility to apply, and we are ready to support them as much as possible also in the future, because building on the cooperation that is starting under an open call, you can also build further I3 proposal in the future. So take it as an opportunity also, not only for cooperation in the framework of this small sub-grant, 60Ks, but also to put the basis for future cooperation and a future European project that might support the investment strategies of your companies. And that's all from my side for the moment. And I am very happy to listen what the sister projects can offer to INCIRCULAR in order to enhance the cooperation and maximize the potential of this project. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Valentina, for your words and for your comments on behalf of the European Commission, and also for highlighting the fact that participation in this kind of cascade funding call doesn't only provide the opportunity to participate in the specific project, but also lays the foundation for future cooperation. And that is one of the major objectives that we are all working towards too. I would like to invite our next speaker to the stage, Marco Diani, who will tell us a little bit about the DeremCo project.
Thank you. Thank you. So, first of all, good morning. Thank you for inviting me to this, to invite the DeremCo project, to be honest, to this very interesting event. And thank you, Valentina, for your introduction too. I'm Marco Diani from Politecnico di Milano. I will present you the DeremCo project. DeremCo is the short name for the remanufacturing for circular economy investments in the composite industry. First of all, where we start, which is the problem that we want to, and we are trying to solve or to address with the DeremCo project. We deal with composite materials. Composite materials, also called fiber reinforced plastics, you know, are materials composed by a reinforcement, glass fibers, carbon fibers as an example, in a resin, in a plastic resin. And they are massively used in several different sectors: automotive, construction, wind energy, sailing, electronics, sport equipment, and so on. But as they are designed to last long. The problem is that when they arrive at the end of life, they are difficult to be recycled, exactly for these reasons. And the problem is that we have a lot of products arriving at the end of life. As an example, okay, now this is an old date because it's last year, not sold, but is not the actual date, but only in Europe have been produced 60,000 tons of glass fiber reinforced plastics from post-use only wind blades. So the objective of DeremCo project is the development and large-scale demonstration of a cross-sectorial circular value chain for the recovery and reuse of composites into high-added value products. I want to underline only two words in this sentence, let me say, or three. First of all is demonstration. We will see later that we have different demonstrators. The second one is cross-sectorial. So material from one sector can be used in another sector. And the third one is high added value products. So we want to have some solutions that allows you to recover as much as possible the the residual value of your material. And this can be done using a so-called demand-driven approach. You can find a representation here with this graph. It's something different with the traditional recycling. With traditional recycling, you take the end-of-life products, you treat it in some way, and then you obtain a material and try to understand what to do with the material. With a demand-driven approach, you start from the final product. I want to produce, I don't know, you have different pictures in this case. I want to produce a racket, a tennis racket or a paddle racket, or a components for an automotive and so on. And I understand what to do. Sorry, was this one the high added value products that I want to produce? But in any case, I understand which are the properties of these products. And so based on these properties, physical, chemical, aesthetical, I will try to understand which kind of material I need. And I will try to optimize and control my demanufacturing, recycling, and the reprocessing processes to obtain as much material as possible in specifications. The DeremCo project has an interregional dimension, as already, but probably we'll discuss also in the roundtable, but as already underlined by Valentina, interregional dimension is very important. We have 30 partners from 7 EU countries. We are the coordinator, Politecnico di Milano. And in this slide, I want to underline in particular that we are an I3 project. So this means that we have a quite high TRL. We start from a TRL of about 7 and we are increasing the TRL, and we come from, we are integrating different results from different previous projects, research projects. As an example one that was dedicated only on glass fiber reinforced plastics was fiber use. And fiber use demonstrates the possibilities to reuse composite materials in several high added value products. As an example, if you are interested in fiber use, that was, let me say, our starting point for DeremCo. You find also an open book, an open scientific book. If you search fiber use book or systemic circular economy fiber use, you will find it. Also startup, Fiber Use Tech, born from this project. And so we said, okay, we have to go to the market with these solutions. We work on two different innovation dimensions. Let me say innovation solutions. One are working on technical enablers, starting for sure from the demanufacturing technologies, innovative, highly controlled demanufacturing, both thermochemical and mechanical. Also on demand-driven reprocessing and certification. Certification is fundamental for circular economy. Co-design, product co-design to increase the customer acceptance, and also a digital platform that can overcome the problems and the issue related to the data, the asymmetry in the data. And finally, we have also some non-technical enablers. One very important is to achieve a large-scale replication and multiplication by exploiting the capabilities of the Vanguard initiative, but also boosting the industrial uptake within the local ecosystem. and finally increase the awareness for sure for a more conscious consumer behavior. As I told you before, we are developing 14 different 14 different demo cases. And okay, you see here a lot of demo cases. I will show you 3 examples, but what is interesting here is that they use different manufacturing technologies, different input sectors, different output sectors, and different reprocessing technologies. So the idea is to demonstrate as large as possible all the solutions, both in terms of technologies and products. And I will dedicate the last part of my presentation of 3 different examples. The first one is this one, in which the objective is led by Caracol, an Italian company, in which the objective is the development of a 3D printing machine for large molds for construction sector mainly. We have, in this case, different technological innovation. First of all, clearly the innovative 3D printing process, but also we have some innovations in mechanical recycling, because we need to reach a specific dimension, a small dimension, but also use different products, both wind blades and ABS and so on. Another example is quite different from this one, is to create, this is from CentroCoat and another Italian company, is to create an hybrid yarn starting from recycled carbon fibers and glass fibers, together with thermoplastic fibers from textile waste. The idea is to combine all of these materials to obtain a yarn that can be reused, that can be used in technical textile applications. And as an example, in this case, we are quite advanced with the demo case. They obtain quite good results. Clearly, the innovation in this case is, first of all, to mix these 3 different materials is not so easy, and also to innovate this spinning process to create the yarn. As an example, if we have also inserted in the slides that can be also shared with you, we have also put some interest for value chain players, venture capitalists or inventors. In this case, as an example, we have an interesting merging point between sustainability and the request for high performance, because I told you that this will be used for technical textile. Last examples is for the development of race for ski bindings using recycled glass fibers coming from industrial composite waste and from post-use wind blades as reinforcement for thermoplastic composites. In this case, the idea, okay, you have also all the entire process chain, but the idea is to use different materials, some scraps from the company, that are PA6 reinforced with glass fibers, some scraps from wind blades, and to add also some recycled carbon fibers mixed together, and they obtain these ski bindings made in particular with 100% recycled material from different sectors, okay, different materials, thermoplastics with glass fibers, with wind blades, so thermoset with glass fibers, but also carbon fibers, but all recycled. And they use, in this case, a very real cross-sectorial approach. And this can be interesting. We have put also some story, let me say, can be interesting if we can showcase it in the next upcoming Olympic Games in Italy that are in 2 years. So it can be a first showcase of some products, sustainable products in winter sports that sometimes or often are receive some critics about the sustainability. And more or less, I concluded. I'm here today, so we can discuss also about the other. I didn't have time for sure to present all the 14 demo cases, but we can also discuss about the other ones. Sorry, 1 minute. Took 1 minute.
Thank you so much, Marco, for your insightful presentation, and definitely we can talk more in more. I would like to invite to give us the next presentation, Vesna from INCIRCULAR Projects.
The plastics industry is a cornerstone of European society, providing over 1.5 million jobs and generating billions in revenue. However, traditional plastics production and disposal methods largely affect the environment and human health and cause negative public perceptions. To address the challenges, the European Commission launched a Circular Economy Action Plan and Plastics Strategy to facilitate the transition towards a more circular economy. An EU-funded research project, INCIRCULAR, was launched in 2023 to respond to these challenges and take collective action to revolutionize the plastics value chain. INCIRCULAR aims to create an innovative circular economy model that transforms wasted plastic scraps into high-quality bioplastic recyclables. It will establish the first interregional hub to use this model to accelerate plastic circular economy processes in underdeveloped regions of Slovenia and Spain, leveraging advanced technologies from advances already. Experts in recycling, plastics transformation, and bio and eco-transformation sectors, along with plastic processors and end users, will come together to establish a new industrial symbiosis value chain. Using digital twinning, this chain will use recycled plastics to create innovative, highly recyclable bioplastics for everyday products. INCIRCULAR will be supporting innovation in all participating regions through a cascade financing tool designed to help local SMEs overcome tech-driven upscaling barriers. With cutting-edge technologies and innovative partnerships, INCIRCULAR's mission is to rethink the future of plastics where waste becomes a valuable resource. Join us on this groundbreaking journey. Visit the project website and follow INCIRCULAR on YouTube, Twitter, and LinkedIn.
Okay, thank you. So thank you very much for the introduction, Oksana, and warm welcome also from my side. I am coming from TICOS, and yeah, we are the lead partner of the INCIRCULAR project. So the video that was just shown to you was a kind of intro for this project, so you can have now a clearer picture on what we are dealing with this project. Yes, we are in fact building a new era in eco-friendly business and resource efficiency. We have a community of 9 partners. Take us as a main coordinator of this project, and then we have 3 additional partners from Slovenia. Gorenje company who is dealing with white good sector, and then I should rather rephrase, the home appliance sector. And its division, Gorenje IPC department, which is more dealing with the plastic parts. Then we have renowned recycler of plastic, of post-consumer waste plastic, industrial plastic, that are known as side products or side streams from different kind of sectors. This is Omaplast. And then we are connected with Syncon and CIRVET. They are 2 innovative French companies. And of course, Polymeris as a cluster, and the responsible partners for the Cascade funding. Then we have the 2 partners from Spain, from Andalusia region. They are Ecocastolum, it's an SME, and the University of Cayenne, who are mainly responsible for the characterization analysis and so on. Okay, this INCIRCULAR project was co-founded by the I3 instrument, and it's running from the 1st October last year. And it will last till the end of September 2026. So it is not so large as it was, as it is DeremCo. Yeah, we are in connecting smaller partnership, but with also very innovative solutions, considering the high raising the recycling materials, mainly plastic. Okay, the total budget is a little bit more than 4 million euros, and the contribution it's a little bit less than 3 million euros. Okay, so if I maybe tackle our main mission is to create industrial symbiosis. So we are gathering the research centers, large companies, clusters, innovative SMEs, so regional stakeholders that are always very welcome and invited to our community. And of course, we are broadening the European network. So we are very, very pleased to host this event today, because we have an opportunity to know also the depth of the Sisters project. Okay, so yeah, our main aim is to scale up the unique recycling technology, which will be implemented actually in Slovenia, while we will source also the innovation from Spanish and French regions. Through the processing innovations and also digital twin innovations. So if I go through the project goals very quickly, so we want to create cost-effective and environmentally friendly, of course, recycled materials from waste plastics. Using those in the biocomposites for everyday products. And we want to innovate these composites through the digital twinning methods, applied to the processing technologies. We want to, of course, to strengthen the cross-sectoral collaboration and of course, between the waste management, recycling, biopolymer industries, and so on. We want to also demonstrate the circular economy and sustainability of the whole value chain, not just specific end users who will gain all the prospects of the project solutions, but of course all the members of the whole value chain. So we want to also raise the awareness among the consumers about these new plastic products that we are targeting to be at the final bottom line marketable products, and to guide them actually how to responsible use and how to dispose and how to actually minimize the plastic environmental impact. Okay. Through our project, it is a 3-year initiative. We want to demonstrate the pilots, so the whole production line for recycling of plastic waste that is actually in-house with Gorenje company, who has a lot of plastic residues, which is a burden for them actually. This recycling line will then try to source 100% recycled plastic at the end, mix it with regenerated natural fibers. So we will at the end have the material that has a better or similar properties to the petroplastic. Okay. So we want to present an R&D process on how to optimize or how to upgrade the biocomposite formulations, of course, in collaboration with innovative Spanish SMEs, Pico Castellum, and of course with the help of University of Jaén, who is a very key partner to do all the characterization part. Okay, so the pilot production line will be settled to the TRL 6 to 9, and it is meant to be installed and deployed in the industrial site of Gorenje IPC department. And this new second life material will be then directly put into the production chain of the Gorenje site. So in collaboration, of course, with OMA Plast, who will offer them the knowledge and transfer and some practical or trials also for how to collect, how to sort, how to recycle the plastic streams. And the last part is tackling the innovation integration of the digital twinning of plastic injection molding. So this will be developed by the French SMEs, so CICE and Syncon, which is of course necessary to ensure the profitable production at the end. So this is a schematic vision on how this line will be dealt by the several partners. If I maybe jump to the visualization on how this pilot demonstration will act. So yeah, the plastic clamps are the I would say main side stream of Gorenje wasting resources. So this will be collected, sorted according to the specific type of polymer. And not only polymer, but mixed blend. So we are dealing here with polypropylene, with mineral fillers, so talc and calcium carbonate on one side. On another side, we are dealing with polypropylene filled with glass fibers. So yeah, we are putting in the production also the composites itself. And then we are shredding, milling these plastic clamps, getting a milled post-consumer plastic out of it. And then we are adding them the natural fibers, which are also coming from the post-consumer sector. And of course, we are optimizing the formulation with some additives, coupling agents, modifiers as impact strengtheners, plasticizers, and so on. We are extrusion. We have the process of the extrusion compounding then, so to get the composite pellets out of it, and then we are injection molding it into the final products, validating them, and of course the line with injection molding and the smart mold is of course designed with a digital twinning approach. Okay. So as you, for the people who are with us from the morning session, you know that today it is the day when we are opening the call for the Cascade funding. So the info day, it was just quickly review what is on this matter. So we are launching the call to get the innovative solutions from the SMEs. Not from the 3 regions, okay, and we are kind of give them opportunity to get the funding for their innovative approaches. So to maybe gapping the lack of technologies or materials or something what is not covered in these projects, and we need your help in completing that. So expected grants will be signed with 6 innovation projects. These projects are aimed to be last 1 year. Okay, and yeah, and the budget will be 60,000 euros per SME. So yeah. I will not go very detailed through the open call ambition because that was also introduced in this morning's session by the Polymerics by Annabelle. So the presentation and the open call ambitions will be online. So I will not really go through that. Oops. And yeah, if you are willing to know more about our project results or goals or any kind of networking opportunities, you are more than welcome to write us. We are accessible through, of course, website, mail, but also through the social channels. So thank you so much for your kind attention. Maybe if you have some questions to any specific topic mentioned today, I am here, to answer you.
Okay, thank you so much, Vesna, for a good summary of the INCIRCULAR project, and we would like to continue with our presentations, and would like to invite to our stage our next speaker, Guillermo, please, who will talk about CIRVET project, which tackles quite a different component within the circular economy, and it is a social and educational component.
Okay, let's start. Hello, thank you for inviting me to this event. I'm so glad to be here. My name is Guillermo Abad, and I work as an environment technician in AIFU. I'm going to present a CIRVET project, but first, let me introduce AIFU briefly. AIFU is a research center located in Ibi, a town in Alicante province, specialized in children's product and leisure, with more than 400 associated companies, 40 ongoing projects, more than 30 services. This data is from last year. AIFU's origins are in toy industry, which is due to the so-called Toy Valley, specialized geographical area where there were so many toy factories in the past. But over time, AIFU adapted and acquired other competencies such as robotics, materials, energy, sustainability, and so on. Also, we offer services to help companies, services like safety product tests, audits, carbon footprint, etc. If you are interested in some specific activities, I can share with you a more complete PPT. Okay. IHU has a big experience coordinating European projects, and I can mention some of them related to circular economy quickly. Like recycling is about researching new recycling technologies in order to obtain quality products. In this case, home appliances, toys, and textile. Circular industry is about developing circular economy models for revaluation of multi-composition waste. In this case, footwear, textiles, and toys. In this picture, you can see the demonstrative pilot plant that we use to grind and sort composite material. CIRVET is the most recent approved project in which IHU has become the coordinator. And this project is about water management and reuse, valuation of biological waste, and plastic recycling. If you want more, if you want to know more about IHU, you can go to our website www.ihu.es. Okay, now I'm going to talk about CIRVET project, Circular Economy Practical Training Materials for Plastic Manufacturing Industries. CIRVET project involves 12 partners from 6 European countries: Lithuania, Germany, France, Italy, Portugal, and Spain. And the main idea was develop a pioneering training course related to circular economy for plastic manufacturing. This training course is adapted to different levels: universities, IBET, higher education, vocational training students, IBET, workers, CIRVET. The content is divided in specific modules. Module 1, general understanding, is about basic concepts, history, and evolution of circular economy. Module 2, the design, life cycle analysis, explains that it's possible to reduce raw material. Digital skills is about the most recent technologies that can be applied. Module 4, recycling, upcycling, downcycling, explains that it's possible to obtain different materials with different values through different technologies of recycling. Module 5, manufacturing processes, as its name indicates, is about different manufacturing processes related to plastic material, sorry. Module 6, users and usage, eco-labeling, types of eco-labels, consumer needs, sustainable products, communicating, and greenwashing. Module 7, it aims to recovering material. And finally, the Module 8, entrepreneurship, is about business opportunities, how to analyze markets, current examples, etc. All this content is available in partners' languages, and there are PPTs and practical cases for each module. An online platform has been developed The company who was in charge, who is in charge, is IDL from France as well. The e-learning platform is available in partner languages and English as well, and you can find the user guide on website. The current status: before summer, we carry out the piloting phase with different students from different levels, and we gather all this feedback from these students in order to improve the content and also the e-learning platform. And currently, we are developing this content further and translate it into partner languages. I mean, the final translation. The last slide. The closer objectives are select the best students to do internships and exchange with interested companies, achieve the validation of the training course. We have made a selection of companies in order to carry out the validation with workers. You can see here a number of companies and students that each partner and each country has to reach to get the evaluation. And I'm going to take advantage of this situation and invite you to collaborate with Polymeris to achieve this validation process. And as you can see, the CIRVET project finishes next year in August. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Guillermo, for a great summary of the CIRVET project.
Want to share this information?
Yes, that would be nice if you share this information about your project around. Thank you for bringing this. I would like to invite to the stage our next guest, Emiliano, who is joining us today online and who will give us a presentation about PLASTICE project.
Hello, good morning, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, hello, good morning, everyone there. I'm happy to be here on behalf of PLASTICE. Thanks for the opportunity to present our project. I'm sorry for not being able to travel there, but our commitment as well with the project advances requires me here as well to make some visit on site. So sorry for not being there with you in person. Let me share my screen here. Can you see my PowerPoint?
Now yes, we can see you're sharing.
I'm going to set up the full screen mode. Can you see now the full screen?
Perfect. It's on full screen.
Yeah. Okay, so let's start with PLASTICE. Well, as the rest of the project, we are also envisaging the plastic and sector, but we are also including the textile. Our main objective here in our project is to demonstrate those innovative and sustainable routes to close the plastic production in the valorization channel. We use textiles and also different waste mixes of plastic. In that way, we are using 3 different routes for this plastic valorization. And thanks to covering different type of waste mixes as inputs for the chemical technologies, we obtain other products that can be used as different feedstock for the production of new plastics. So that's the main reason behind this theme about closing the loop, because we are trying to get this circular economy in that sector. Regarding the objectives, we have 5 main objectives in the project. The first one is this demonstration of the new plastic valorization processes in order to treat those unsuitable streams of the mixed plastic and textile wastes. The chemical recycling provides some new advantages here in this with this kind of waste. The second goal for us is to produce some products that can be used further in the production channel in terms of polymers and closing this loop as mentioned before. Next objective that we have is to reduce the carbon footprint. Thanks to those new innovative technologies that we are promoting in the project, we hope to get a reduction of about 61 and 82% of the carbon footprint compared with other recycling routes. And last 2 objectives are kind of common as well for this implementation of the European project. One of them is this implementation solutions in other industrial realities. We are working hard as well to get a replication status in the project and to suppress all those technical and non-technical barriers. And also, as all of us we know, this exploitation and dissemination of the project together with this market uptake. We are devoting efforts as well in terms of engaging stakeholders, and we recently as well started to gather some social feedback to engage as well with other stakeholder and society actors. In terms of structure, I would like to show the way we are working here, because it's not about just the 3 main technologies that we have been developing. We have 3 work packages that are developing. One of them is the thermochemical valorization of the mixed plastic and into synthetic oil. That's one of the routes. The second one is the thermochemical valorization of the mixed plastic with the gasification and chemical post-treatment. And the last of the third route is the chemical recycling with enzymatic reactions. So a part of these 3 routes that we are working in the project, we also have some horizontal work packages that are also providing help to those technical advances in the project. The first one is the work package 2, where we have this demosite characterization, and we include there some sustainability definition. We characterize the waste streams, and we also develop some new sorting mechanism with some digitalizations. There we also include the traceability of those recycling contents using blockchain. And also we include some artificial intelligence algorithm for the project demosite support. And finally, in this work package about the demosite characterization for the health and safety issues is also included there. Another of the horizontal work packages is the work package 6, which is the validation. There we deal with the validation of those subproducts in order to put them back in the plastic creation. We also have some work devoted to the applicating and cracking, and we validate those final products obtained by all the technologies using this concept of closing the loop. In this work package 7 about the replication, we also include important matters such as the eco design. We also include a standardization and a way to replicate those technologies and give some guidelines about what to do after the project ends, and use those standardization eco design patterns to help on the project implementation in the market uptake. There we also gather some lessons learned to be shared and also to be promoted within the work package 8. with the communication and dissemination actions, together as well with the stakeholder engagement. So let's go with the PLASTICE developments. Mainly, we have two big groups of development here. One of them is the chemical recycling with 3 different routes, as already mentioned. We can go deeper in the different routes in the next slides. And also, we are also having this digitalization development in all the demo sites, including some sorting improvements in the waste streams. We also support to chemical recycling technologies. We also have this traceability of the recycled waste, as I mentioned in the previous slide with the work package 2. So here's the methodology that we have in the first route. Firstly, we get as feedstock, as input for the technologies in this route, which are the hydrothermal liquefaction and the microwave-assisted pyrolysis. We use feedstocks such as polyethylene, polystyrene, and polypropylene. For the input for the material, we get some synthetic oil with these 2 technologies, and then we have some aggregating to obtain these olefins purified. That will be the final product that is validated in the next stage with other partner, which is Albert having as well in the plastic in the cosmetic sector. The first of the technologies including this route is the microwave-assisted pyrolysis, which is finally demonstrated in a bigger scale in Spain, in Urbacer, which is the waste manager, where, as mentioned, we have some plastic fraction with this PP, PE, and PS. It's also important to mention here that the PLASTICE project has also an initial work behind this big pilot. We have developed some lab scale test, and then we move into an intermediate pilot plant to validate this technology in order to scale up and have a proper technology validated in this demo site. At this moment in the project, we are getting ready the intermediate pilot plant, which is able to process 10 kilos hours. And that's why I'm not there, because I'm going to make some checks with the final installation of this intermediate reactor within this week. And once we have this validated intermediate plant, we will be scaling up until 100 kilos per hour to be treated in this Urbacer demo plant. As mentioned before, this validation of the project will be the pyrolysis oil that will be further upgraded to olefins. And the expected impact is avoiding 10 tons of waste, landfilling, and also reducing the greenhouse emission up to 72%. In terms of digitalization, we have included in this demo site the sorting efficiency with some improvements thanks to the visual estimation of waste mass. Regarding the second demo site here in this route is based in Cogersa, our colleagues from Asturias in Spain. And there we developed the technology about the hydrothermal liquefaction, the also so-called HTL. There we deal with the same waste stream as in the microwave, and also we obtain the same synthetic oil for this further upgrade. Here we are developing a reactor which is based on batch mode. We're getting different batch on the production of these oils, and in the same way as we are doing in the previous demo site with another of the partners in the consortium, Total Energies, we will be validating those obtained product with those synthetic oils to apply into the olefins. Here, the expected impact is 4 tons of waste of landfilling and the reduction of the 74% of these greenhouse emissions. In terms of digitalization, this demo site is having the optimization of the HTL variables to improve this oil quality. The second of the routes that I was mentioned before was the combined gasification and also the chemical post-treatment, where we have some the inputs about the solid recovery fuels, and we obtain both syngas and DME and olefins. So here the demo site dealing with that is the one based in Umbria, in Italy. This validation of the product is for the syngas and the DME and the olefins. This is the demo site which is more advanced at the moment in the project. We hope to start the trials during the next month. And here the expected impacts are 166 tons of waste, avoiding this landfilling and the reduction of the 82% of these greenhouse emissions. This in terms of digitalization, we have included as well some initial stage about some production model with a machine learning about this performance of the gasifier. And finally, the last of the three routes that we are working in the project is about the enzymatic, the cascade enzymatic hydrolysis. There we get the demo for Austria with the colleagues from Austrocell. They are developing this demo site where the textile material, the cellulose, the peat, and the polyurethane is being used as waste streams here as a feedstock. And we finally get some validation of the project for ethanol, ethylene, glycol, PTA, and recovered peat fibers and granules. The impact here is including 12 tons of waste on landfillings and the reduction of the 61% of these greenhouse emissions. One of the important points here as well that we're including as well one of the NGOs participating in the project. So this social acceptance and this view from the society is also having some circular economy as well in terms of employments, and also the textile used there are generating employment for this NGO participating in the project. Regarding the digitalization, we have an ear scanner that is helping on this textile sorting to be used later on in this demo site. So this modeling is also included in the digitalization of the demo sites. And finally, as mentioned before, we have some activities ongoing in an horizontal way for the whole project, such as this stakeholder engagement. We're also planning a series of webinars, thanks to our colleagues from PLASTICE that are promoting and also engaging, not only creating on our own site our webinars, but also including PLASTICE in interesting events, such as we are now here today for debate and for open debate and discussion. In that sense, we will be launching the first webinar on the 1st of October to present the plan, the roadmap of the webinars that we are planning, and the main topics to deal with in the future webinars that we are planning. We also gather some work on standardization, as mentioned in the work package 7, that will help us on this replication later on. And the sustainability evaluation is one of the key points that we're addressing both in work package 2 and work package 6. In one of the work packages, in the work package 2 for digitalization, we created a KPI calculation platform that is finally being validated, the development itself, with the inputs that we are gathering from each of the demo sites in order to have in the validation phase a sustainable evaluation about those processes. That it's also important to mention the traceability tool that we are also implementing in the project, and all of this info is also providing input for the learning resources that we are disseminating during the project execution, and more specifically with some deliverables that will be submitted at the end of the project. All from my side. Thanks a lot for the time.
Thank you very much, Emiliano, for your nice presentation and also for the invitation for the webinar. Please feel free to share this information and all the links with us, so we will be happy to disseminate it through our own communication channels.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I would like to invite to our stage Julia Jupit, who is here on behalf of Polytronics project.
Can you see the slides online?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Good morning, everyone. So my name is Julia Jopitre. I'm working for the cluster called Tectera, the textile cluster, and I'm here today to talk about Polytronics and mostly about the digitalization journey of the polymer, rubber, and textile French ecosystem. So I'm going to make a brief overview of who we are at Tectera before going to the Polytronics project. So maybe you don't know very well what our competitiveness cluster. So it's a brief opportunity to explain who we are and how we work. So we are about 50 in France, and our aim is to bring together companies of all size, research laboratories, technical centers, schools, and universities and federations to work on supporting innovation in a dedicated industry and a dedicated territory. So Tectera is one of them. We are the textile cluster for the French territory. As of today, we have 280 members, including 244 companies. That's about 109 SMEs. So the proportion of SMEs in our ecosystem is quite large. How we work, our aim is to facilitate and accelerate the development of innovation and the valorization. So we work in two main ways. The first is to work on innovation and R&D. This is the team which I'm part of. We do the emergence of ideas. We support projects from really a proactive manner, from finding to do a technical watch, to find the needs in our companies, in our members, but also, of course, labeling projects who come towards us and supporting, proving that they're relevant to the industry. So that's one first way of action. And the second way of action is the development and the market support we provide with business opportunities, international development, and in the industrial development, basically. Just a few key figures about Tectera. So since 2005, we have built 293 projects. And just in 2003, a few figures for the R&D department was that 26 projects were financed, including 6 European projects. And in order to reach these numbers, it's about 44 projects that we work on building. Our strategic roadmap, and this is where we start going into the topic of digitalization. You see that we have three main topics of interest. The first is, of course, circular economy and recycling. In the center, you have digitalization of industry, and at the bottom, you have the high-performance materials. So those are the 3 pillars of our work, and you can see that digitalization is in the center and is kind of the backbone of this whole strategy. As
the way we work, first we have innovation workshops and clubs. We work really closely with the companies, and this is where we identify the needs of the companies. We have three major clubs, three clubs. One is focused on the circular economy, one focused on smart textile, and one focused on the industry of the future. And then we have another important activity, which is the sourcing activities, where we put in touch all kind of business opportunities that come to us, and we spread it to our network. And this leads to led to 35 supplier search just last year. Yeah, so those are just some illustration of the way we work at Tectera. Moreover, that's I think what we are for here today is to talk about projects. So we are currently in 8 European projects. So one of them is MC4. You probably have heard of it from other competitiveness cluster, because Polymeris is also part of this project. It's about developing recycling processes and approaches on carbon fiber and glass fiber. So in this project, we brought an industrial company in France together with some research centers. And in the BioStruct project, which is more recent, we work on pushing the development of natural fiber in the biocomposites. So we focus on understanding the possibility of using flax in biocomposite for naval and wind power, wind energy, to gain the right level of structural properties and optimizing the automation of the process. Yeah. That's the 2 examples of our collaborative projects. And we are also currently in 2 European projects called EDIH. So those are the digital focused projects. So one is called MinaSmart, and the one I'm talking about today is Polytronics. They have the similar structure since they are all within this EDIH framework. So I'm going to talk to you more about this framework now. So basically, Polytronics is one of the 100+ consortia that have been born within this EDIH framework. It's a European Digital Innovation Hub network. Those European projects aim to support the digitalization of SMEs. They all work in the same way. They have 4 main services. One is called skills and trainings. One is called innovation ecosystem and networking. Then you have test before invest and support to find investments. And it's about how do we use how do we deploy these services within our ecosystem. So you'll see later that we chose a French ecosystem with a very complementary network. In order to deliver those skills trainings, those capabilities for testing and investing. What is the particularity of EDIH is that they have to provide a single entry point. So it's to simplify the access of SMEs to this knowledge. So we want to have a single entry point. So precisely this is what we are working for as competitiveness cluster, Tectera and Polymeris. We aim to be this kind of this contact point to then access to all the services. And we are backed by the European Commission for this project. So who are we in the Polytronics project? So first of all, we have 2 clusters who are Polymeris and Tectera. We have 3 technical centers, 6 laboratories, 2 technological platforms, and 4 private enterprise. So just to illustrate, so for the technical center, you have IPC, IFTH, and Elanova. And those are representing the 3 sectors that we cover within Polytronics, which is polymer, elastomer, rubber, and textile with Tectera. So we work hand by hand to kind of create a single journey, a single experience for all our SMEs. And we that's basically the objective of this project, is to really find a way to simplify the way for SMEs to access this knowledge of digitalization, and later make proof of concept, and if things work, then access fundings to invest. So those services are really focusing on the needs of the sectors, and this is what we've been working on in the first part of the project, is to tailor the services to our SMEs. So we had a first work on understanding SMEs needs, going towards them and understanding why you don't use more digitalization at the moment in your activities. What are the pain points? So we've also worked on communication materials for them to understand, to feel concerned about this problematic, and to understand that digitalization is probably one main step towards solving other problems. And here underneath you have an example of a few wording elements that we use to try to catch their attention. So we talked about monitoring the energy consumption, and we know that energy consumption is a really a huge interest for our SMEs. We've talked about cybersecurity and everything related to data protection. Of course, how AI can foster industrial performance. We've talked about traceability, and you've probably heard of the digital product passport and how this is going to quickly impact different sectors, but it's a case for the textile sector and quickly about the plastic sector. And then you have how to be agile and to make the companies maybe better at keeping the employees and the workforce, and also making sure that companies are really using their data at the maximum. So this is what we first have to transfer to them as an approach, and this is the first step when we collect, we talk to companies. And how we do this? So this is a tool that was provided by the EDIH. So to all EDIH projects have this DMA, this digital maturity assessment, and it's basically the first occasion we have to get in touch with companies and to catch their attention on the opportunity of the project. So we carry a 30-minute diagnosis with the contact. So in our case, take direct contact, and we take a quick assessment of their maturity, and we try to prioritize their opportunities. It's also an opportunity for an SME in France or wherever in Europe to compare ourselves to similar companies in same sector of same size in Europe. So it's the more we do DMA within the ecosystem, the better we will see how SMEs are working, basically. So right now we're really in this phase of reaching out to companies, of carrying DMAs. That's the first way to catch their attention and to then later propose the services. That's basically where we are at the moment. I'm just gonna give more example of the services because maybe I wasn't that precise about it. When we talked about test before invest, here we really want to match the fact that we have technical platforms, for example, in Gemtex, that have a lot of machineries for the textile weaving, knitting, and on textile recycling as well. They have these machineries and equipments on site, and the idea is to really make a use of their infrastructure and combine that with the experience of other players in the consortium. And I'm going to take the example of Altair. Altair has expertise in data collection and building data models. So the idea is to really make a combination of the platform with the data expertise. Yeah, that's basically how it works for us. So thank you for your attention, and I'm here to answer your question. Thank you very much, Juliette, for a great presentation on Polytronics project and for sharing with us about your work. We will now move to the panel discussion. I know we are behind in time, but I hope you're still there. You're still there with us. So I would like to ask all the panelists who are here in person today, join me and take your seats here. Guillermo, Carlos, Isna, Marco, Manuel, Juliette. Thanks to all panelists for the presentations, for doing it and for sharing your work and your well, innovation work being done. So now okay, before we start, I would just like to give you a few details on how this discussion panel will work. So first of all, we have gathered, we have received the questions from each of you based on your own experiences or your own challenges that you are facing in your own projects. And this way, we believe that it will allow us for more fruitful and dynamic conversation and hear each other out and share about common challenges and common solutions. So we will have questions popping up on the big screen, and whoever will wish to respond to the question first, I would like to ask to raise your hands. We also encourage this conversation as an open conversation and a friendly one. So please jump in if you want to add something to your colleagues' comment. So this way we can have a conversation rather than just monologue. So we'll start with the first question. The first question is, how can policy address existing challenges to foster broader adoption of circular practices in the European plastic industry? And I would like maybe to ask Valentina, maybe to start with your reflections on the question.
Yeah. Yes. I will answer to this question from from a European perspective, but from my observatory, working with the regions. So what I can say is that regional and national authorities can play an important role in to promote a broader adoption of circular practices in the plastic industry. In general, I can say that governance measure can help creating, for example, support structure that can promote a cooperation between key stakeholders. So I'm thinking to clusters organization, regional development agencies that might be in contact with the key stakeholders of the industry sector. But beyond the governance measures that can facilitate the cooperation and in this specific field, strategies are keys for the adoption of circular practices. In particular, we see that where regions define roadmaps or specific strategies for the adoption of circular practices, these processes are accelerated. And in particular, when to those strategies, regions associate funding, regions or also the countries, the national level, funding for promoting innovation in this sector or the adoption of certain practices. I can also mention, for example, the use of demand-side policies, so demand-side measures, like pre-commercial procurement, public procurement of innovation, or green procurement. When we talk about pre-commercial procurement, we talk about defining challenges that the stakeholders, the industry, is requested to provide a solution. When we talk about public procurement of innovation, we talk about having the public sector as first adopter of innovative solutions. And when we talk about green procurement, it's, for example, when the public sector define minimum targets of recycled products that should be incorporated in the goods that are bought by the public administration. So all those measures can foster the broader adoption of circular practices, and they create a market for the plastic industry, for the recycled plastic in particular. The last point that I would like to mention is about barriers. The public sector has also an important role in removing barriers to innovation. I have in mind a case that we had with the implementation of DeremCo, where the project had to face some problems just to transport some samples of recycled materials from one partner to another, because the regulation considers this material as a waste. So there are some regional regulations that forbid the transportation of those materials. In this sense, I think that the regional authorities can play an important role of simplifying all those regulations, trying to find solutions to allow innovation to be deployed and circular practices to be adopted. Thank you.
Thank you, Valentina, for sharing your insights on the perspective from policy and collaboration. Marco, maybe you would like to elaborate more on what Valentina has been saying, how public sector can help in breaking the barriers. It seems like you were involved in one.
Yeah, sure. Valentina already told about the problem of DeremCo, but you have a lot of different problems a lot of different problems in general with regulations that can block some processes, block the transportation of the material. Is a very big problem, to be honest, but also to have authorization, for example, for a recycling plant, for example, is not so easy. Sometimes in some regions requires years also to have some approval, to have all the authorization ready. So if you want to implement a new recycling plant, you have to take into account that it will take probably more time to acquire all the authorization with respect to build the plant, acquire the machines, and starting the plant. So this is, I think that the last point of Valentina was very important, the one regarding the barriers. Also, there is in composite, in composite sector, you have another complication, because there are only few examples in legislation in general that speaks clearly about composites. Until 1 year and a half before, there were no examples of composites in legislation. They are considered as plastics, but
still like a gray area.
Exactly. Yeah, they are considered as plastic, but they are not only plastic, because they have also the reinforcement that complicates more the recycling, and are similar but different products. So there are in some sectors now it is changing. As an example, the new regulation of in the automotive sector explicitly cites the composites, but are a few examples. Also for composites, it's important to have clear regulations that speaks exactly about composites. There are some issues that can be facilitated by the policymakers.
Okay, thank you so much for your perspective on that. Can we move to the next question?
We received 2 questions.
First, the question is related to this one.
Yeah.
Could you please read them?
So the first question that Pierre asked was, we see projects with interesting tech and paths to market. I was wondering about the extent to which panelists deem SMEs to be usually strong or ready when it comes to follow on investment financing on their deployment.
Would like to take on this question.
It was actually interesting because I saw in one of your slides that you were showing a TRL chart with different processes in each one of the TRLs, and there was something like your project is acting on TRL 6 and 7 or 7 and 8, if I'm not mistaken, and then there was another part of the chart saying the replication and upscaling, sorry, and so on, and it has a symbol there that I didn't know what it was.
I don't remember the slide, but okay.
But you remember the chart that I'm talking about. Regarding the financing and the development of innovations and so on, for me the TRL, the level in which you are in the TRL is key. And because the financial valley that they call, the debt valley that they call, that goes from TRL 4-5 until TRL 7-8, which is the moment in which nobody wants to invest because it's not science supported by the government and it's not science supported by private companies because they don't see a direct benefit from that. So it was especially interesting for me, the slide that you showed then with the chart and so on, because you were covering the most risky part of the innovation process.
Yeah, but okay, no, remember now the symbol is the one of the Vanguard initiative. That is one of the initiative cluster for, in this case, our cluster is for DRM manufacturing. But yeah, the idea exactly of I3 projects in general, I3 program is for bridging the final gap to make the possibility to come to the market to different solutions through different actions. I think, as an example, I speak really about my project that is on composites. In the composites case, we have demonstrated in the past that there are more than one solution, more than one possibility to reuse, recycle and reuse these materials. The most important thing now in this sector is to create the demand or construct the demand better, probably, because, okay, we reach a very good quality of material, but you have to find someone that want to use this material. And so one of the idea of DeremCo, as an example, is exactly to demonstrate through different processes, in this case, not only one process, but different demanufacturing and reprocessing processes, that it's possible to reuse this material to construct real business cases in I3 projects, and also the business part. One of our project, to be one of our demo cases, to be honest, is already in the phase that they are speaking with the customer to start to use these the products. But the construction of demand is fundamental in general, and you can reach demonstrating and replicating and multiplicating your solution. If you do like this, you demonstrate, you construct the market, and then, in my opinion, it's quite easy that someone will invest more because see that there is a market, there is an opportunity, and so there are more investments, more and more investments.
The profitability of the investment is key for the success of the...
Exactly.
Thank you. Someone would like to add to that? And if not, then I would like to move to our next question. Okay, it's quite a long one. What do you think, in your opinion, are the key challenges and opportunities for pushing forward, fostering cross-regional collaboration in the plastic domain and what are the possible solutions to overcome these barriers. And this question is particularly interesting for us today, how we as all together representing European projects working in the same field can collaborate more effectively. There are some unified approach to that. What could we do in order to deepen more our collaboration efforts? Juliette, would you like to give your opinion on how you think we could?
Just one thing that comes in mind is regarding the impact of each country's EPR, the extended producer responsibility, and how this is. I know that at the European level, they're trying to make a regulation that will pull that will improve the circularity of each sector. But it's true that it's hard to align between different countries when you have different EPR levels. Sometimes the EPR is not even in place in your country, and each country is at different. Some countries are very advanced in one sector, so it's about maybe sharing the best practice of each EPR in your country and trying to replicate that in other sectors. But I've seen, for example, on the EPR of textile, that for this one, we know that in France we're quite advanced with refashion, and now it's about trying to embark other countries and compare with them what they do. And I don't know about the other sectors, but it's really siloed like that. So how to share best practice between these silos?
And do you think, in your opinion, in all of you, do you think the level of the current collaboration between not just our project, but the rest of the project work in the same field, it's good enough, or there's something we can do about this in order to bring ourselves, like closer to a better understanding of each other's work? What could be done to improve this? And I mean, one way to do it is so I think one way of doing this is what we're doing right now. So having all of you here together, and we can share and learn from each other and ask each other questions and continue this conversation going and continue this, let's say, friendship in the future. But do you think there are other ways to foster this collaboration? How about sharing results of your projects? To what extent is it allowed and available? And because I understand in each country it's a different legislation.
It's actually interesting because the more you look into European projects, the more projects on plastic circular economy you find. One of the problems that I see is that many times the projects come from different programs. I mean, I3 program, Interreg, Horizon, in our case, Erasmus with CIRVET. And the problem is that even if Erasmus has like kind of clusters of projects related to similar topics, they don't do cross-program connections. And that would be useful if you find several projects related to the same topic, even if they are in different programs, to make them collaborate somehow. And what we are doing right now, but maybe with a wider participation of other countries. In some programs, they force to do it. For example, one of the projects that Guillermo presented before, the CIRCES project, it's inside the Circular Cities and Regions Initiative, which is a European initiative inside Horizon Europe. And it's forced from the call, they force you to collaborate with other projects from the CCRI, but only with other projects from the CCRI. They don't open the scope to other projects. So that would be a useful idea, I guess.
Yeah, and the same comes from the LIFE program. It's the same. Yeah, they are forcing you to collaborate, to network with other LIFE projects which have similar topics, but yet not open to broadly. So maybe it would be good to have like unified platform or something like that to know, what is going on with the similar, or maybe even the same topic. It is, yeah.
I think it's worth writing down this comment, and maybe somehow we can pass this information on to the European Commission somehow, because this is definitely something that needs improvement. I heard there is a question online.
Yeah, maybe we can start with Monique. You raise your hand, and then Valentina, you will be able to tell us more about it.
Yeah, I think, hi, everybody. Good morning. I agree. I think we are in the same page. I think in the end, there is still a lot of kind of data silos. So the communication is always key for the collaboration. We have so many projects going on, this thinking a bit on the scope of the EU projects. But also, if you think about the cross-regional collaboration, I think the point of the regulations, I was going to also enforce this point from the previous question, because the changing regulations sometimes in the same country even, I think this is really a block for this for cross-regional collaboration. So it's something that needs to be kind of streamlined somehow. And the fact that the supply chains tend to be very fragmented. So I like also this idea of having clusters, right? Clusters that involve research, but also involve the industries, and not only, let's say, the more high-tech industries, but the whole supply chain, because it is, I think that is a big is a big challenge, right, for recycling. It's very decentralized, the standards are missing. So, but I think for the collaboration is communication, and is facilitating this regulatory framework of the regions too.
Okay. So much.
I would like to add something. I share what previous participants have said. And I would like to add another point is the fact that circular plastic value chains are very often place-based. So in particular, when you talk about recycling of plastic materials, it's something that has to be done in the specific territory. So inter-regional, cross-regional collaboration implies a strong coordination, but also this to take into account this place-based dimension. However, the cooperation is possible. For example, validating and testing materials, sharing knowledge, but also maybe sharing testing and demonstration facilities. In this framework, it's very important mapping and matching the demand and supply of those facilities, and help all the stakeholders that are operating in a specific sector to have a dialogue together, to be connected, and to avoid to double investments on something that already exists. I think this is another important point. Another issue is about the creation of critical mass to reinforce the value chains. It is key. And in this specific case, I would like to mention the fact that the output of a project could be the input for another project. We have some cases in the projects implemented under I3. For example, the DeremCo project is the result of several Horizon Europe projects, Horizon Europe and Interreg projects that were implemented. For example, we have now another I3 project that is called InMop, that is in a totally different sector, micromobility. They are building electric scooters. And basically, they are considering to use the output material developed under I3, under DeremCo, to build their electric scooters. So it's you see, it's a sort of cross-fertilization, one project helping another, and also creating new markets for those materials. This is a very interesting aspect. And also, for example, this InMop project, I3 InMop project, is building on another LIFE project. So it's true that the different DGs are implementing the programs in silos, but it's also up to the beneficiaries to create the bridges. be open and to try to disseminate as much as possible what they are doing, and also to be to imagine all possible application and collaboration possibilities. So it's you really need to imagine a very proactive role from the people that are involved in your project, not only delivering what is foreseen in the grant agreement, but really looking forward to have a broader vision for maximizing the exploitation of the results. I think that it is key. So I'm really working with all my projects belonging to my portfolio to have this open approach, cross-regional collaborative approach, and I'm very happy, for example, in the specific case of Regio Greentex, INCIRCULAR, and DeremCo, that are all 3 projects founded by I3, that they are cooperating together. Maybe the companies involved in one project are applying to the open call of another project, and we see those dynamics happening. So I'm really happy about this wave of cooperating, and I think if this approach would be used more, we could have a stronger impact in terms of competitiveness of EU value chains, cross-fertilization, etc. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Valentina, for your insights on that. Is there any other question? No, so we can move to the next one. This question is about how the education and awareness activities around circular economy and plastics are going in your own countries. Is it sufficient enough to support the transition to circular economy? And what are the gaps that need to be addressed and build a stronger value chain across Europe? And would like to invite Guillermo and Carlos maybe to respond to the question.
Yeah. I think we are living the beginning of this trend of to go to circular economy, and I think for this the beginning is the main objective is the result that we can reach maybe in 10 years, probably 2030. Because, in my opinion, people the behavior of the people, the consumers, have to change, but it's not possible this change immediately. We need some years to contribute to make easier some countries, especially as we talked about low developed regions, low developed countries like east of Europe, south, whatever. And in order to get every country in Europe at the same level, because Europe has to be, in my opinion, Europe has to be the most good example in the world to stop depending China raw materials and products, America, India, and I think we have a lot of work to do. That is, for that reason, I think CIRVET project can be very useful. Like the pioneering training course about circular economy. Probably in some years you can see other training courses around the world. Who knows? But that's my point. I don't know if I answered that question.
And related to that, is the course of CIRVET project publicly available, open source, open resource for everyone to?
Yeah, you can take the course if you want. I mean, anybody who wants to take the course, it's open, it's in the platform. You only have to register and then you can take the course.
Thank you. Is there something else, or someone would like to add to the question? How's the? It's actually a very curious question that I'm particularly interested in knowing how, and are there any, I don't know, educational programs available in your own countries to study the, I don't know, aspects of circular economy and stuff like that? Because it's quite a new and emerging topic. And
I can jump in maybe.
sure.
Yes, I also agree. I think this is a very important, very relevant question, because it has to start as early as possible, right? Then the knowledge sharing, this conscience. So I bring the perspective from the Dutch environment. So even though I'm not in the Netherlands anymore, but there I see the universities are, at least on the engineering side, there is the curriculums are moving. So the innovation, the recycling, green chemistry, these are really these are topics that are growing a lot in the university. But still, first of all, I think there has to be, it is a multidisciplinary problem. So you need to tackle from a multidisciplinary view. And I think still the universities can be very conservative on the program. So sometimes you have a few courses here and there, but the fundamentals they don't change. And I also don't know, for instance, from the humanities side, because in the end you have, as we are talking about, non-technical barriers, right? So we have legal barriers, we have logistics. So all these need to move to this new, let's say, this view that has to include this kind of new value chains. I think this could be faster, adapting a bit the curriculum and the programs from social sciences, from engineering, from chemistry, and so on. And another thing that sometimes I feel that is also very focused on very fundamental research, and we need to include more real life research with real waste streams and things like that. So I think this is still something that is moving a bit slow. And of course, as it's always very important to tackle these real problems, we need a very close collaboration with industry. So this happens somehow, but still, I also think that it could be better. I mean, let's say it is moving in the right direction, but I think some point, these are very important points so the students are aware about this. And these also remove this kind of feeling of sometimes the younger generations that are a bit more aware of the issues, because we're talking about ecology issues and so on, climate change. But then they don't have all the know-how or the knowledge available easily, or they're not learning how to solve them. So there is this feeling of desperation, like this anxiety and this let's say this feeling that there's nothing you can do anymore, and the world is gonna suffer. So I think I brought a lot of things, but I think this is a very important point to consider on the curriculums of the universities. I mean, as early as possible.
Yes, please, Mark.
Can I add one thing? And I can report our example in Polytechnic Milano. In the last year, some not real an entire academic course, but some tracks, in particular for the master degree as board. As an example, me and the coordinator also of the project, we have different courses. We have a course on the manufacturing as an example, but I'm also teaching in a course that is in a new track, complete new track in mechanical department, that is sports engineering. But also in sports engineering, they have decided to put some courses dedicated to circular economy topics or thematics. So I speak also about manufacturing, but also demanufacturing of sports equipment and so on. So we are, in some way, we are creating some tracks on circular economy. In other way, we are inserting some knowledges where it is necessary, clearly, in all the different topics in, at least in engineering at Polytechnic we are.
Promising.
Yeah, we started with our course, the manufacturing course, to be honest, more or less 8 years ago or something similar. So we have now a quite good number of students. Yeah.
Yes, Manuel. Manuel is the Dean of the Engineering School from the University of Cayenne.
Yes, the name of the Lyon School of Engineering is one of the faculties of the University of Cayenne in Spain. And as he said, the studies plan are training in a good way in this part of the circular economy, of the cycling and so on. We are conscious of this problem, and the studies plan of different engineering in mechanical and chemical is that in telecommunication or in different studies plan not related directly with this part, but I think to my mind we are conscious with this problem. The studies plan are changing in a good way.
Thank you. No other comments, and let's move to the next question. The next question is, what are the key challenges, in your opinion, in bringing circular innovation to the market and ensuring they are cost efficient?
I think that cost efficient is one of the key challenges.
I was going to say exactly that. It's answered in the question.
Someone can elaborate on the market front? What are the key challenges on how to bring the final product to the market, and what are the problems there to achieve the right segment and to ensure the uptake of the results from the market?
I think, I think usually sorry, I don't see who is.
No, please.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be brief. I think that the biggest point is that it's still very difficult nowadays to make a recycled product, a bio-based product that can compete with these value chains that are linear, that are optimized over centuries. So that's why I think this whole regulations and these incentives are really important, because I mean, it is just too expensive, and in the end, that's the no-go. If it's too expensive, it doesn't move forward. It's a block. And and for the plastics, I would say that one thing that can make it much more cost efficient, I think, is the whole collection part, right? The sorting. I think all these developments on new sorting technologies, so clean streams, more homogeneous streams can be valorized. I think this indeed facilitates a lot the recycling. So yeah, I think it's a good focus to have, is to further advance on the sorting and the whole logistics and collection part of the plastic residues.
Yeah, but yeah, if I refer to the recycled plastic, because the general perspective is still that they need to be cheap, and because they are recycling and they are coming from I don't know, wastes and so on, and they have to be cheap. Okay, and they are not like compared to the virgin plastic, because they are virgin and clean and everything. So this is okay, but if they are recycled, it has to be cheap. So maybe, I don't know, we have here Marco, for example, from the recycling industry, so he can give the general perspective considering that. But as he's maybe the market seller of the recycled plastic, so he can share with us what are the expectations of their client. So Marco, I'm sorry to bring in you in this conversation, but it is true. You still have to, I don't know, sell your products cheaper than the virgin plastic, right?
Well, yeah, currently, yes. In certain types of materials, this is already changing, like, for example, PET. But in my opinion, I mean, there needs to be general interest in recycled material. Right now, it's still very low. And these things grow.
Or forced with the regulations, right? Because otherwise, yeah.
Okay.
So this is, I think, the key challenge, because yeah, previous speaker was like anticipating that no go. It's a no go if it's too expensive. It's it's put in the drawer, and that's it. Unfortunately.
Okay.
Sorry, Sandra.
I just thinking about the market adoption. I think it's about also telling that you cannot do a one-to-one substitution. Like you create new types of material when you recycle them, and it's not going to be maybe sure that you can reuse the same process as for virgin material. So it's also the idea, I think, of the DeremCo project, but it's also to explain, to really educate the industrial actors that, yeah, maybe we can create materials, maybe we can make them at the same price, or try to reach the same price as the existing raw material, but also you will have to rethink your process. So there are multiple challenges about that.
Multiple challenges and very solid points. Okay, unfortunately, we don't have much time left to go on with the rest of the questions. Maybe I'll just play one more. The last one, and I think this question is specifically tailored to our partner from INCIRCULAR, from University of Lyon. Manuel, maybe you can reply to the question. The question is about what's the role of the university and research in general in advancing innovation in the plastic sector, and is there actual, coming back to the cooperation issues, there are enough cooperation between industry and research sectors?
I prefer to postpone to the last question. Yes?
Last question?
Yeah, because to my mind, it's not enough. And now the University of Lyon, I don't know the case of the different countries in Italy or in Slovenia or in France. In my region, in province of my university, during the last years, we are trying to improve or increase the relationship between businesses, companies, or at the university, but we need to work harder. We need to work in this line, because it's, in my opinion, it's mandatory to establish this collaboration between companies and universities. For the university or in the academic profile, yeah, we are thinking about the academic part of our work day by day or course by course or year by year, but we don't think the benefits that this project, this collaboration can increase the level of our students, for instance. Not only in the part of the collaboration to develop new plastics in this case, or these new materials or new projects, but in the case of the academia, in the case of the teaching of the students, we need to improve and increase this collaboration. And actually to continue working in this way. Yeah? The role of the universities, they may be the tractor in this part. If I talk about the University of Lyon, right now we are establishing, or we are increasing the collaboration between companies. At that moment, there are different projects with a company named Valeo, for instance, that work in the business of the heat lights of the SARS, and we're developing with the University of Lyon different research projects. And there are another research center, as the name is Andaltech, as the University of Lyon is a partner of this research center. In this case, the University of Lyon is promoting the collaboration between companies or with research sector. The future, locally in Ares, in our city, we are established as you know, when we stayed in Ares in the last meeting of the circular project. We hope that in the next year, the establishment of different companies can increase the collaboration with this kind of project or with another kind of project, and we can improve the collaboration with the company.
Thank you. Someone else would like to add to that?
I can report also in this case our example in Polytechnico, particularly our research group. To be honest, Polytechnico is a university that has historic collaborations with companies. We can say that it's born in collaboration with companies because it's in a specific area. It is the area of Milan, where we have a lot of different industries. But in the last years, we saw that in our research, so we have in general a lot of different companies. But in the last years, we saw that more and more companies contacted our group. We started also to have some specific one-to-one projects with several companies and also quite important companies in Italy, not only small and medium enterprises, but large enterprises, also national enterprises and so on. So we can say that it seems that I don't know which is the final objective of the company. I mean, if they are really interested or if it is an interest for marketing or something similar, but there is an interest in these topics also, and they contacted directly the academia and our university, as an example, to find solutions, to develop processes, and so on. So it is increasing in the last year.
Opinion? Someone else?
Yeah, Valentina, go ahead. If you...
Yes, if I can add something to what already said, I can confirm that the best performing regional innovation ecosystems have a strong connection between universities and companies. And here, it's important to say that university play an important role in the quadruple helix regional innovation ecosystems and in clusters. Here, the key, I think, is the fact that universities and RTOs are a little bit the bridge between the needs of the companies and the research innovation solutions that can be provided to solve the challenges that the companies can share with the universities. So when universities are able to listen to the companies and to provide solutions to those companies, to create connections and opportunities for collaboration, I think this is the key for success of those regional innovation ecosystems, that then we can also see the success in European projects. All the I3 projects that have been founded, that are more or less 12 projects per year, have highlighted this connection between universities and companies, and projects that are challenge-driven, driven by the needs of the companies. So I think universities have a key role to play, and they need to be aware of this responsibility that goes beyond the education, but it's also a role in being a key player of the research and the regional innovation ecosystem for the adoption of circular economy practices. Another point that I would like to raise is the fact that the university can also be the bridge for establishing a stronger role, a stronger connection with the public authorities and with the final users. With the public authorities, because they can feed the policymakers with knowledge that can help the politicians to have a knowledge-driven policy making. Sometimes the topics are very technical and the politician cannot know everything. But when the university are able to channel certain priorities, EU priorities, potential solutions, to identify the needs, to identify the potential of the business sector that is present on the territory, I think there is a virtual exchange of knowledge coming from the universities and policy feedback that comes from the policymakers in terms of policies that respond to the needs of the companies and that can support us in terms of funding the implementation of certain strategies. So this is key. The last point was about the final users. Universities can, of course, also help the companies to get in touch with final users, maybe creating critical mass, and also help companies to find the different components of the value chains in where they are operating. So I think they have an important role to play. Thank you.
Thank you, Valentina. Thank you, everyone. I think now we will close our panel discussion. We do have lots of more questions, but I hope it's not our last meeting and we'll see each other again and we'll have another opportunity to talk about our common issues and challenges. Thank you again for the great discussion. I think the most important point, bottom line of our conversation today is that we want to achieve common goals together. We really need to be more proactive on cooperation and collaboration fronts. And with that being said, I think we are done with the discussion. Thank you for those joining us online. And I would like to invite everyone to our nice lunch and networking cocktails. Very sorry for those online who won't be here with us for the rest of the day. But we do hope that you had a good time and you've learned a lot of things about the 5 projects that are here with us. And if you do have any questions about each of the projects, feel free to contact each of our panelists. Thank you again and have a good rest of the day.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you.